Chelsea in serious trouble. UEFA wants to fine club nearly €100 million. Confirmed, Noni Madueke to Arsenal. Player has already signed deal. Red Devils to get top forward. Victor Osimhen agrees to Manchester United move. All of this and more in today's episode. Kyle Walker is officially leaving Manchester City and moving to Burnley. The club expects the defender to sign a 2-year contract after successfully completing his medical. This is one of the most high-profile transfers for the Clarets in recent years. The 35-year-old veteran, a 6-time English champion, will now help the team fight for survival in the Premier League. Manchester City will receive up to £5 million in bonuses, but only if Walker plays at least 70% of matches and Burnley retains its top-flight status. This is a conditional deal that shows Burnley believes in Walker not as a symbol, but as a real reinforcement. This move is not just a change of club, it's a new challenge for a player who has won everything with City, but now wants to prove that he hasn't said his last word. And if anyone doubted whether Walker still has gas in the tank, Burnley is giving him a chance to prove it to the fullest. Arsenal is seriously close to signing Noni Madueke, and while there's no official agreement with Chelsea yet, the player has already agreed to personal terms with the Gunners. According to Sky Sports, Madueke has signed a preliminary agreement for a 5-year contract until the summer of 2030, and now Arsenal is preparing an official offer. The player himself has not yet requested a transfer and is focused on participating in the Club World Cup with Chelsea, but at the same time, he is open to the move, and Mikel Arteta has already held private conversations with him. Arsenal sees Madueke as competition for Bukayo Saka on the right wing, as well as a potential option for the left flank, where the club is looking for reinforcement. Chelsea, for its part, does not consider Madueke untouchable. New coach Enzo Maresca stated directly, "I only want to see those who are happy here in the team. Whoever doesn't want to, the doors are open." According to Metro, the London club expects an official offer and may ask for up to €58 million for the transfer. So the situation is developing. The player is in, Arsenal is ready, Chelsea is open to selling. The only question is the amount. If the Gunners make the right move in the coming days, Noni Madueke could become the second Chelsea player to move to the Emirates this summer after Kepa Arrizabalaga. Napoli is very interested in the transfer of Kangin, and the situation around him is rapidly developing. According to Football Italia, the Neapolitans have reached a basic agreement with PSG regarding the transfer of the South Korean midfielder. The transfer fee, according to various sources, ranges from €30 to €35 million, although initially the Parisians demanded around €40 million. Kangin's contract with PSG runs until 2028, but after the arrival of Kavica Kvaratskhelia, he lost his place in the starting lineup. The player himself openly stated that he doesn't know where he will play next season and does not rule out a move to Serie A. However, as reported by MK Sports, negotiations between Napoli and PSG may be disrupted. The reasons include a high transfer value, difficulties in agreeing on image rights, and a change in Napoli's transfer policy priorities. Premier League clubs, including Arsenal and Crystal Palace, have already entered the race, seeing Kang-in as a creative player for the second tier of attack. So the situation remains open. Napoli has taken a step forward, but the deal is not yet complete. If the Neapolitans don't speed up, Kang-in could end up in England this summer. After long months of rumours and uncertainty, Victor Osimhen seems to have truly decided his future. According to Football Transfers, Osimhen has agreed to a move to Manchester United. The deal is not yet finalised, but the parties have already reached a principal agreement on the player's salary and transfer terms. This decision came as a surprise to many. Osimhen had offers from Champions League clubs, Arsenal, Chelsea, Juventus, PSG, but he chose something else. He chose the project. He chose a club that needs a leader. He chose a coach who believes in pressing, intensity and character. He chose Manchester United. After a conflict with Antonio Conte at Napoli, where he was replaced by Lukaku, Osimhen went on loan to Galatasaray. And there he became himself again. 29 goals in 34 matches, crazy form, confidence, recognition. He reminded all of Europe who he is. And now, when everyone expected him to choose the Champions League, he chose a challenge. He chose a chance to become the main hero in United's new story under Ruben Amorim. The transfer fee, according to our data, will be around 60 to 75 million euros, and the player himself will sign a 4-year contract with a salary of 15 million euros per season. The deal will become official after the Club World Cup. Osimhen is ready. He has made his choice, and this choice could change the face of Manchester United for years to come.
Oh my God, no!
Jamal Musiala suffered a terrible injury at the Club World Cup. In the quarter-final match of the CWC between Bayern Munich and PSG, Jamal Musiala sustained a serious left leg injury after a collision with goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. The incident occurred at the end of the first half. Musiala tried to get to the ball in the penalty area, but Donnarumma came out to intercept, and at the moment of contact, Jamal's leg twisted under the weight of his body. The player immediately fell to the ground in severe pain, and the reaction of teammates and opponents was immediate. Everyone understood that the situation was serious. Musiala was carried off on a stretcher, and his face was covered by his shirt, a scene that shocked even the opponents. He was transported to a hospital in Atlanta, where he underwent examination. Look at Donnarumma's reaction when he saw what happened to Jamal. Also, Musiala's Bayern teammate Alphonso Davies did not hide his emotions.
Oh my God, no! No! No, 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 no!
According to preliminary data, Musiala has a fractured tibia or severe ligament damage, and he could miss 4 to 5 months. This means he will most likely not play at the start of the 2025/26 season, including the Champions League group stage. Bayern coach Vincent Kompany said after the match, "It was a very emotional moment. We all saw what happened, and it looked bad. We hope it's not as serious as it seems, but right now we just feel helpless. This is a huge loss for Bayern, who have already been eliminated from the tournament after a 0-2 defeat to PSG, and now they are also without one of the team's most creative players." Manchester United is interested in the transfer of Christopher Enkungu, but the situation remains complex and ambiguous. According to the Mirror, Chelsea is ready to consider offers for Enkungu and has already set a price, £35 million. This is significantly less than the £61 million the London club paid for him in 2023, but the club is forced to sell due to financial restrictions. I think everyone knows that UEFA has fined Chelsea €31 million with a possible additional €60 million conditional fine for violating financial rules. The club exceeded the permitted loss limits in recent financial years, spending over £1.2 billion on transfers since Todd Boehly's consortium took over. Chelsea also violated the so-called squad cost rule, which limits spending on wages, transfers and agent fees to 70% of the club's revenue. In the 2023-24 season, this figure for Chelsea reached 80 to 90%. Currently, the club has reached a settlement agreement with UEFA, and the Londoners want to balance revenues and expenses through the sale of their players. If Chelsea fails to regulate its finances, the club will receive restrictions on registering new players in European competitions. Only those who replace a player of similar or lower value will be allowed to be registered. Returning to Enkungu, he is not in Enzo Maresca's plans for the new season, especially after the signings of Liam Delap, João Pedro and Jamie Bino Gittens. The Frenchman played 46 matches for Chelsea last season, scoring 15 goals, but only 3 of them were in the Premier League. He often remained on the bench, and the club believes that his role can be replaced by other players. Manchester United, actively seeking attacking reinforcements, has included Nkunku on its list of potential signings, although the priority currently remains the transfer of Bryan Mbeumo from Brentford. A possible exchange with Chelsea for Alejandro Garnacho, whom the Blues have been interested in since January, is also being discussed. At the same time, according to journalist Ben Jacobs, Enkunku himself has not asked for a transfer, and the club has promised him more playing time next season. So for now, this is more of an attempt by United to keep their finger on the pulse than real negotiations. Therefore, a transfer is possible, but not imminent. Everything will depend on whether United can complete a deal with Mbeumo and whether Chelsea will be ready for a complex exchange or a price reduction. Jack Grealish could leave Manchester City this summer. The club is ready to let him go for £40 million. According to Manchester Evening News, Manchester City is open to selling Jack Grealish this summer. The club has set an estimated price of £40 million and has already informed the player's agent that he can look for a new team. Grealish, who joined City in 2021 for a record £100 million, has not fully realised his potential under Pep Guardiola. In the 2024/25 season, he played only 31 matches, scoring 3 goals and providing 5 assists. Due to constant injuries and competition, he lost his place in the starting lineup, and Guardiola no longer sees him in his plans. Among the potential contenders are Tottenham, Newcastle, and his former club Aston Villa, as well as clubs from Saudi Arabia. Antonio Conte at Napoli is showing particular interest, seeing Grealish as an ideal player for his system. Grealish's contract with City runs until 2027, but the player himself, according to rumours, is ready for a new challenge to regain his form. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action and have a wonderful day.